Movie story recaps here. Today I'll show you a science fiction film called Tomorrowland. It starts with a timer, and it's 1964, where a kid is seen at New York's World Fair whose name is Frank Walter. The kid is looking at the World Fair where he sees that everyone is enjoying it, and he does too. He is going here and there looking at things, carrying a large bag on his back. He has a very innovative and intelligent mind which helped him to make a jet bag. He takes his jet bag and goes to David Nix, who asks him whether his jet bag works or not. He tells David that his jet bag works, but it still has some things to be repaired in order to work properly. A girl named Athena is also there, and she gets really impressed by Frank's work, but he gets depressed after David rejects him completely. He goes outside and is sitting alone when Athena comes and hands him over a badge. Frank doesn't know her and he has no idea what she is doing, so he asks her who she is, upon which she tells him that she is the future. He goes after her as she tells him, where he enters a tunnel through a boat and a laser scans the badge she gave to Frank. After the scan, a door opens and his boat goes downwards, where it stops near a futuristic floating room. When he goes inside that room, he realizes that it's not a room, but a lift that is controlled automatically. The lift takes Frank downwards when he enters another room where two robots check him and one of the robots fixes his jet bag. The robots fix his jet, upon which Frank becomes happy, but two men from behind spot him, making them run towards Frank, who gets scared and falls down. He falls downwards where he grabs his jet bag and opens it up. His jet is fixed, because of which he saves his life and stands on the ground. He goes to Athena afterward, who takes him to the outside world. She tells him that the name of this place is Tomorrowland. This incident goes by and Frank has started to live there properly and he has become old. This is the time of 2015. A girl is shown whose name is Casey. She disturbs the NASA program every time it is about to work, because if it works properly, her father will lose his job. One day she is doing her task, which is making the program faulty. She gets caught and is taken to the police. When she is released the very next day, she has something extra in her belonging, which is a badge. This badge is like the same badge which Frank got in 1964. As soon as she touches the badge, she reaches Tomorrowland, where she sees that everything is very different from her previous world. She sees that everything there is very futuristic and advanced. She can see everyone and everything, but no one can see her. At the same time, the badge beeps and reverse counting starts on that. It means that the battery of the badge is getting low. The point when the battery dies of the badge, she comes back to the world. She cannot believe herself and what just happened to her. She goes back to her home and she tells everything to her brother, who helps her to search the same badge online. When they do find the same badge with an address on it, Casey goes to that address and finds out that it is a shop, and when she shows the badge to the shop owners, they get shocked. They ask her how she got the pin, and she has no idea about that. They ask him whether she met the little girl or not, but also deny that as she didn't meet a girl related to the badge. When she couldn't answer the questions they were asking, they attack her, but Athena comes there at the right time and saves her. She kills one of the robots, and the other one blasts itself, but they manage to run away. They were actually robots and not humans. Athena steals a car and they both run out of there. She is the same girl who met Frank in 1964 and gave him the badge. She still looks the same age, which shows that she isn't human either, she is a robot too. Athena explains everything to Casey and tells her that she placed the badge that she found in her belongings and this was the last badge she had. She also tells her that Tomorrowland is real and not just an illusion. Her job is to find extremely talented people on Earth, those who want to achieve something in life, and take them to Tomorrowland so that they can start and continue to invent great things. She tells her that Casey has also been selected to be one of such few individuals and leaves her outside Frank's home before leaving. She goes to the house and shows her badge to the camera. The door opens and Frank comes out to tell her to go home. She, however, refuses and stays outside his home as she wants to go to Tomorrowland. At night, Frank sees a bulldozer on fire coming towards his home. He quickly runs out and freezes the bulldozer altogether with an advanced fire extinguisher. Casey goes inside the house and locks the door. She refuses to open the door until Frank promises to take her to Tomorrowland. Casey demands to know what is going on there and what Frank did which led to him being thrown out of Tomorrowland. He tells her that he was thrown out because of one of his inventions many years ago and the destruction of the Earth is bound to happen as shown on the monitors. Casey, however, refuses to believe Frank, and because of her disbelief, the monitor screens change and show peaceful and prosperous Earth. Frank gets really shocked by this, but a team of robots comes there to kill them both. Frank saves her from the robots and they both sit in a bathtub nearby. A robot attacks them, but the bathtub shoots itself into space like a rocket, getting them out of danger. The whole house explodes, and the bathtub lands safely in a nearby lake. Frank had actually made this his escape plan. Athena joins them there, but Frank is not happy to see her there. He gets upset because he considered her a good friend as a child, but she hadn't told him that she was not a human and a robot. Frank still has to go with them, and they have arguments on the way. He asks her why she gave the badge to Casey when all of them were destroyed in Tomorrowland. She tells him that she stole 12 badges and ran away, and the one that Casey had was the last one, and that's the reason the robots wanted to kill them both. Now all three of them go to a place with a teleportation device that takes humans from one place to another. Frank asks Athena for the reason Casey was chosen, and she tells him that she still hasn't given up. Actually, everyone on Earth had believed that the Earth will be destroyed, but Casey still had hope left inside as she thinks that things can still be made better. This is the same reason why people from Tomorrowland are so eager to kill Casey and Athena. They go to a place where we see a teleportation device, which helps us to move from one place to another. Frank asks Ethical why Casey was chosen, and she tells him the reason why Casey was chosen. Almost every single man on the Earth believes that the Earth is bound to be destroyed, but Casey is not one of them. She still believes that something good will happen and the Earth will not be destroyed, and afterwards they reach the top of the Eiffel Tower in Aortic with the help of the teleportation device. They go into a secret room from there, and there we can see statues of different famous genius-minded people. He further tells her that they created a society where talented and smart people could invent everything they wanted to. There would be no restrictions for them in that society, and they named it Tomorrowland. He mentions that Tomorrowland is in a whole different dimension, and the great famous Eiffel Tower is not made for sightseeing, it's the antenna for Tomorrowland, and they can go to the Tomorrowland from the Eiffel Tower. These people made Tomorrowland so they could go to the other world in their emergency, but they never got a chance to use it. Frank now starts the machine, and after doing so, we see that something which looks like a rocket emerges from the ground from the center of the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower splits into two pieces, and everyone is shocked to see the astonishing sight. All of them sit in the rocket, and they go to that different dimension using it, which means that they go to the Tomorrowland. David is the governor of Tomorrowland and comes there with his men. He plans to send them back to the Earth, but he tells Kevin that he saw the future of Earth from the machine that could help him to look in the future, saw that everything was destroyed, and when he told this Casey, she didn't believe him, and the condition along with the percentage of the destruction of Earth got better. He tells him that the condition of Earth also got better, but he obviously didn't believe in the guy as well. He offers Kevin to look at the future himself, and Casey is way too confused to understand what is going on. She asks Frank what she is supposed to do, and Frank tells her to stay the way she is and just keep believing that everything will get better. They afterward go to the place where Frank made the machine from which they can look into the past and future. He made this machine when he was living in Tomorrowland. He starts the machine and hands it over to Casey. She is very short and a very fast learner, and as expected she learns how to operate the machine in split moments. They start to see the future of the Earth, and there Casey sees her own house which has been destroyed completely. These pictures and videos are of the time which is not away, but it's just 60 days late. She goes and says that she still doesn't believe that it's actually going to happen. When she leaves, the future of the Earth changes, and Kevin sees that too. He still doesn't believe what they were saying, and further on puts them in jail. Casey comes to know one thing, that the signal strength of the machine that Frank made is very strong, because of which they can see the future from sitting millions of miles away. David is looking at the future and the past sitting in Tomorrowland. All he needs is the right frequency. All the pictures and videos that are coming through that frequency are of the destruction of the world. Everyone now believes that the world is going to end soon enough. Those same signals and the frequency are also going to the Earth, because of which people know that the world is gonna end soon, but they also think that they cannot do anything to prevent that from happening. Everyone on Earth thinks that destruction is bound to happen, and they are not even trying to figure out a solution for that. Casey tells Frank that they should destroy the machine which will prevent a signal from reaching the Earth. They tell the same thing to David so that they can destroy the machine with his help, but to their surprise, he doesn't pay attention to what they are saying, and he further tells them that the humans want to die themselves. They know that the glaciers are melting, and all of them have done nothing about it. He tells them that he tried to show humans that they are going to die soon, but they have accepted the reality, and once again they are not trying to do anything. Casey is correct, and she once again mentions that the frequency being sent to the Earth should be stopped because those messages are the reason people believe that they are going to die soon anyway, and there would be no point in trying to save themselves. He doesn't listen to them and is going to send them to the Earth anyways when they shake hands and Frank presses some buttons on Kevin's watch, because of which a portal opens from which they can go to the Earth. They start to fight each other, and during the fight, they come out of the portal where they are on a beach and it's abandoned. Athena gives a very dangerous bomb to Casey which is gonna help her blow the machine. She gets caught by a robot and when Casey turns the bomb on, she gets pulled by the platform on which she is standing. The bomb is on and it is going to blast in a few seconds. Athena cannot do anything, so she opens the portal once again, throwing the bomb out where both David and Frank are fighting. After seeing the bomb, they run and come back to Tomorrowland in which David gets stuck under a pillar made of metal. Athena looks in the machine that David is going to shoot Frank and when he is about to shoot in real life, Athena jumps and comes forward saving Frank's life. Her system starts to deactivate as severe damage has been done and she is dying. Casey pulls away from the gun from David and Frank takes her to a different place where she tells her that she felt something for him. Something that wasn't in her program. She couldn't tell him that she was a robot as she never wanted to make him sad. Athena was the only one he trusted and she broke his trust because of which Frank had to leave. She asks him her last request which is to take her to the machine as she had already turned her self-destruction mode on. After that, we see that very huge bolt blasts and the pieces fall on David who is stuck under the metal bar. He obviously doesn't survive the mess he has created. Casey opens the portal and meets her father afterward who is an engineer at NASA. Her father is also granted access to live at Tomorrowland because he is a genius too. Casey and Frank are the new leaders of Tomorrowland. They create the same badges and leave them to the real world where the badges are given to people who believed that the Earth was not gonna get destroyed. They also distribute badges to the talented and brightest people who can come to Tomorrowland for further nourishment. In the end, we see that Casey was right and the Earth doesn't get destroyed after 60 days. Subscribe to watch more videos like this and don't forget to turn on your notification to help the channel out.